I'm Lara. Today we'll be doing a gentle flow and restore class. And we'll need props for this class, a bolster or a similarly sized pillow or a folded up blanket or a towel, and a couple of blocks. You could use any other props that you might have around the house that could be similar to blocks or a bolster. And we'll get started today on our backs, and we'll start in a supported bridge pose. So have one of your blocks close by, or you can also use your bolster or your blanket to support your hips if you don't have a block. Start with your feet and knees about hip distance apart. Feet are parallel, toes are pointing forward. And have your heels set up right underneath your knees. Bring your arms down alongside the body. Palms facing down. And then start to press into your palms, press into your arms, and gently lift the hips up off of the earth. And keep your hips lifted. You'll take your block or your bolster or stacked folded blanket and slide it underneath your hips, right underneath the sacrum. So you want to let your hips just feel heavy as they rest on top of the block. You can rest your hands gently onto the hips or belly. You can take your arms out to the sides, and feel free to let your eyes relax close here as we start. I'm just taking the first few moments to feel your body settling and surrendering its weight down towards the earth. Let the back of the head and neck feel heavy. Feel all the points of contact where your body's touching down onto the ground. And let all those points of contact sink down a little bit more. And just allow the top surface of your body to soften. And we'll just take a few rounds of deep breaths here, taking a big full breath in through the nose. And slowly sighing it out through the mouth, let it go. And again, full breath in through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth, let it go. One more full breath in through the nose. And through the mouth, let it go. And then from here, just allowing your arms to relax back down, pressing into your arms and feet gently to lift the hips up off of your block. Keep your hips lifted as you move the block out of the way, and then gently set your hips all the way back down onto the earth. And from here, you can keep your knees as they are. You might like to widen your feet apart a little bit more, and then let the knees rest against each other. And we'll just take a few more moments grounded here. And again, your arms can rest away from the body or gently on top of the body. And finding that grounding and stillness, if you'd like to create an intention for your practice, feel free to set one. And just know that our practice today will be a gentle one. Allow yourself the space to slow down in the body and slow down in the mind. Become aware of the feelings in the body and in the mind as well. If your eyes are still closed, you can gently open them up. And if you adjusted your feet and knees, just bring your feet and knees back to about hip distance apart. And on your next inhale, reach your arms all the way up and back behind you, stretching back through the fingers, opening through the chest. And then gently roll over onto your right side. Use your hands and arms to softly press yourself up to seated. And then we'll shift to a tabletop position facing towards the front. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees and feet about hip distance apart, spreading through the fingers nice and wide. And we'll start gentle movements connected with breath, moving through cat and cow. So from here, as you inhale, let your belly melt down, take your gaze forward, open up across the chest, cow pose. And then exhale, pressing the earth away with your palms, round up through the spine, chin to chest, belly draws in, cat pose. And continue with the breath. Inhale, opening up across the heart space. Exhale, rounding up through the spine. And just moving with the breath. And then after your next round, coming back to a neutral spine. So feel your tailbone lengthen out. Walk both of your hands just a couple inches in front of the shoulders. Continue to spread through the fingers and press into the palms. And tuck your toes, lift your hips all the way up and back into your downward dog.
And then from your downward dog, you can pedal your feet out, bending one knee in at a time, stretching the ankles, calves, backs of the legs, bottoms of the feet. And then from here, just start to walk your feet all the way forward up to your hands, coming up to a forward fold at the top of our space. Keep your feet about hip distance apart. Relax your head and neck down. Soft bend into the knees. If it's comfortable, hold on to your opposite elbows and just let your upper body hang down heavy. Releasing the back of the neck. And if it feels okay, you can gently sway side to side. And coming into stillness, release the grips onto the elbows. Rise up halfway with a flat spine, bringing your fingertips to the shins or knees, pulling the heart forward. Exhale, fold it back down. And 2 more with the breath. Heart forward, shoulders draw back. Exhale and fold. And 1 more with breath. Heart forward, shoulders drawing back. Exhale, fold it back down. And rise all the way up to standing, sweeping your arms up, touching your palms overhead at the top of the breath. And exhale, hands to the heart space. And from here, inhale, sweep your arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, fold forward. Let your body hang heavy. Gently bend your knees. Let everything round down towards the earth. And then keeping your knees softly bent, we're going to slowly roll up through the spine. So let your head, neck, and arms feel heavy as you round up through the spine, rolling up through the spine. Eventually, your shoulders stack over the hips. Your gaze switches forward. And we'll do that again a couple more times. Inhale, circling the arms up. And exhale, fold all the way back down towards the earth. As you fold, let your knees bend, let your arms, head, and neck feel heavy. Take that slow, steady roll all the way back up. Feel that stretch along the back side of the body, slowly coming back up to stand tall. And 1 more round. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. And as you reach the bottom of your fold, bend your knees, let your arms, head, and neck feel heavy, and slowly come all the way back up. And take your time as you stand all the way up tall. Inhale, sweeping your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold it forward. Rise up halfway with a flat spine. And then as you exhale, fold, keep your right foot in front and take a big step back with the ball of your left foot. And then gently lower your left knee down. Take your hands to the top of your right thigh to press your chest upright, hugging in through the core. And then take your hands, reach them up towards the sky. Lace up your fingers overhead and press your palms to face up. Keeping your palms pressing up towards the sky, take a twist, rotation through the chest over towards the right side. And steady breaths. Try to relax the shoulders away from the ears and feel the twist across the trunk of the body. From here, split the arms, take your right arm back, take your left arm forward with the fingertips stretching in opposite directions. Take your right fingertips to the back of the left thigh and reach your left arm up towards the sky. And bring your hands all the way back down to the earth. Tuck your back toes in, lift your back knee up. Step it back to your downward dog, pressing the hips up and back. Inhale, shift forward to plank, shoulders over your wrists. Body in a flat, straight line. Exhale, lift the hips up and back. And a couple more. Inhale, gliding forward, shoulders over your wrists. Lift the hips all the way up and back. And 1 more time, gliding forward, shoulders over your wrists. And lift the hips all the way up and back. And this time, shift forward to plank. You can use your knees if you need for a little bit more support, and slowly lower to the belly. Keep your elbows close to the body. Toes point back. Hands come by your lower ribs and rise to cobra. Lightly lifting through the heart space. Exhale, release back down. 2 more without straining the neck. Lift using the support of the back muscles. Gently release back down. And 1 more with the breath, lifting up. And gently release back down. Engage your core. Press up through your hands and knees. Shift your hips all the way back in towards the heels into a child's pose. And then rise back up to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, lift your hips all the way up and back into your downward dog. Walk the feet all the way up forward to your hands, coming up to your forward fold at the front. Rise up halfway. Exhale and fold back down. Bend your knees, let your head, neck, and arms feel heavy. You're going to slowly roll all the way up to standing. And taking your time, inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, fold forward.
Rise up halfway with a flat spine. Exhale and fold. Now keep your left foot in front. Take a big step back with the ball of your right foot and gently lower your right knee down. You can use your hands to press your chest to lift up. And then reach your arms up alongside the ears. Lace up your fingers. Press your palms to face up towards the sky. And then rotate your chest open towards the left side. Relax the shoulders, twisting across the waist. Steady breaths. And split the arms, take your left arm back, take your right arm forward. And feel the stretch across the chest. Left hand comes to the back of the right thigh. Inhale brings you to stretch your right arm up towards the sky. And then take your hands all the way back down, planting your palms down. Step it back to downward dog, lifting the hips all the way up and back. Inhale, shift forward to plank position. Use your knees if you need to slowly lower all the way to the belly with control. Toes point back. Rise up to Cobra, Bhujangasana, lifting through the heart. Keep pressing your toes down. Gently release. Hug in your core. Press up through the hands and knees and shift your hips all the way back towards the heels, child's pose. Inhale, rise up to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, lift your hips all the way up and back, downward dog. And just take a full breath in through the nose and through the mouth, let it go. Walk your feet all the way up forward to your hands. Come to a forward fold at the top of our space. Rise up halfway. And then exhale, fold. Bend your knees gently. Let your head, neck, and arms hang heavy. You're going to slowly roll all the way up to standing. Taking your time. Gaze forward. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Rise up halfway. Exhale and fold. Keep your right foot in front. Big step back with your left foot, gently lowering the left knee down. Inhale, lifting up through the arms to the fingertips. And then exhale, twist to the right. Right arm back, left arm forward. Right hand to the back of the left thigh. Inhale, sweep your left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, take your hands down to your mat. Step it back to your downward dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank position, with or without your knees, lower slowly all the way down to the belly. Toes point back, rise to cobra, gently lifting the heart. Exhale, release back down. Core is strong, press up through your hands and knees, take it all the way back to your child's pose, stretch the hips back. Rise up to your hands and knees, tuck your toes, lift your hips all the way up and back to your downward dog. And walk your feet forward all the way to your hands, coming up to your forward fold. Lifting up halfway with your inhale. Exhale, fold it back down. Bend your knees gently. Let your head, neck, and arms hang heavy. And slowly roll all the way up to standing. As you come up to stand tall, circle your arms up with an inhale. Exhale, fold it forward. Rise up halfway, inhale. Exhale and fold, keeping your left foot in front. Take a big step back with your right foot, gently lowering your right knee down. Lifting up through the arms, through the fingertips. Exhale, twist towards your left, splitting the arms open. And take your left hand to the back of your right thigh. Inhale, sweeping up through the right arm. And exhale, hands to your mat. Lift your back knee up and step it back into your downward dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank, with or without the knees. Lower slow all the way to the belly. Toes point back. Rise to your back bend, cobra. Exhale, gently release back down. Press up through your hands and knees. Shift your hips all the way back towards your heels. Child's pose. This time we'll pause and rest. Take a moment grounding your forehead, or maybe placing a block or even your bolster underneath your head if you need. Softening through the body. Take a full breath in. And through the mouth, let it go. You can use your hands to help press yourself up. And we'll come up to standing onto our knees. You can turn to one side of your mat. And start with keeping your right knee down. Take your left leg out towards the left. Left hand on top of the left leg. Sweep your right arm up towards the sky. And then you take a side bend over towards the left side.
And breathe into the shape. Feel the stretch in the right side waist. Inhale, coming back up through center. Reach both arms up, and as you exhale, open through the elbows, widen across the chest, and then keep reaching your hands back and lace up the fingers behind you. And just take a moment. You can have your elbows bent slightly if you need, but feel this widening across the collarbones, tall spine. Release the lacing of the fingers, reach your arms back up towards the sky, and then go over towards the right side. Right fingertips point towards the right underneath the shoulder, and reach your left arm all the way alongside the ear, finding this nice long stretch. And take your left hand, sweep it forward. You're going to place your hands underneath the shoulders. So it's like a version of tabletop pose. Your left leg is still out towards the left. Do a few rounds of cat and cow here, just stretching through the spine and stretching into the inner left groin. You can use your hands to walk yourself back. Bring your chest back upright, hands to the hips for support. Bring your left knee underneath the left hip. Extend your right leg out towards right. And we'll switch sides, taking the right hand on top of the right leg. Sweep your left arm up. And we'll go over towards the right for that side bend. Inhale, coming back up through center, reaching the arms up. Exhale, open through the elbows, and then take your hands, reach them back behind you, lace up the fingers. Opening up through the chest, keep your tall spine, core hugging in. And just breathing here. Widening across the collarbones, finding that nice opening stretch. And reach your arms back up towards the sky. We're gonna go over towards the left. Left hand lands underneath the shoulder, and take your right arm, stretch it all the way up and over. And take one more inhale. And then sweep your right arm in front of you. Take your hands underneath the shoulders. Just do a few more rounds of cat and cow, finding this stretch. And come back to neutral. Walk your hands back, come up right through the chest, and then bring your right knee underneath your right hip. You can sit onto your calves or onto your heels, toes tucked under or feet flat. Rest your hands gently to the tops of the thighs, and take a full breath in through the nose, and through the mouth, let it go. And from here, just take your hands and lace up your fingers in front of you. Press your palms face forward, and then reach your arms up towards the sky. So feel like you're pressing the palms, growing the length of the spine. At the same time, keep your shoulders rested away from the ears. Take one more inhale, feel a little bit more lift. And then as you exhale, press your palms forward and round through the upper back. We'll just do this a couple more times. Inhale, lifting through the chest, lifting, pressing up through the palms. Exhale, rounding through the spine, pressing the palms forward. And one more, pressing up towards the sky, and then rounding through the spine. Inhale, reaching the arms back up. You can touch your palms overhead. And exhale, bring your hands to the heart. Take a full breath in through the nose and through the mouth. Let it go. And from here, we're just going to come back to a tabletop position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees and feet about hip distance apart. Take your right leg and stretch it back, lifting the foot a little bit off of the floor. Flex your foot, all your toes are pointing down. And we'll work on a little bit of core strengthening, back strengthening, and an element of balance. So try to keep your hips at the same level. Hug the lower belly in, the lower ribs in. And keep the sides of the neck long, the spine long. And you can stay here. You might want to reach your left arm forward. And steady breaths. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, hand down, knee back down. Shift your shoulders a little forward of the wrist. We're just going to circle your body over towards the right. Draw your hips back towards your heels and then over towards the left. A couple more big fluid circles.
And go in the opposite way. And we'll work on that balance on the opposite side. Send your left leg back, flexing through the foot, all your toes pointing down, so feeling stability. Pressing both arms straight, hugging in through the core, and make sure you're breathing. And if you want to add that extra element of balance, you might reach your right arm forward. So you're balancing on opposite hand and opposite knee. Take one more inhale, breath. And exhale, release your hand, release your knee back down. Take a full breath in. And through the mouth, let it go. And from here, we're going to start into our restorative practice. We're going to take our first pose onto our bellies. So you can take your bolster to one side and have it about the middle of the way down. You'll lay onto your belly and start with the bolster on the same side as your right leg. So you're going to lay down onto your belly and then open your right knee out towards the right side, setting the knee all the way down to the foot on top of the bolster and resting your chest down. You can turn onto your left cheek and you can reach your left arm back alongside the body with your left palm facing up. So just so that you can see, I'll show you what it will look like. So if this surface in front of me is the floor, my right knee is out to the right, this part of the leg is supported by the bolster, looking towards my right arm, and the left arm is relaxed alongside the body here, so this left shoulder can rest onto the ground. And let your face soften, let your belly soften, just getting this gentle stretch into your right hip. And when we lay onto the front side of the body, you can really feel the way that the breath moves the body. And maybe your breath is paced a little bit quicker after our gentle flow. Maybe you can feel your heart beating a little bit stronger. And as we get into a more and more relaxed state, all of that will start to slow down. Just notice places where you might still be holding tension in your body. Allow them to soften, allow them to relax. And in our restorative practice, it's all about letting go of effort, allowing yourself to get into a really rested and relaxed state. And even though it might seem like we're not really doing much in the body, that's exactly what we need to do in order to promote full rest and healing. So a lot of times we skip this very important part for health and longevity, and that's simply to allow ourselves rest. So no matter if your mind is still running, whether you're comfortable or uncomfortable with the idea of just doing nothing for a little bit, see if you can stick with it. Let your body feel heavy. Let your mind relax. And just know that you're treating yourself with care, with nourishment and love. And gently deepen your breath, taking a fuller breath in and a fuller breath out. And stay calm and relaxed through the body, even though you know we're about to transition. Moving without any haste or rush, just start to extend your right leg back so that your hips level out onto your mat. You can lift your head up to flip to the other side, and you can pass the bolster behind your back or in front of the head over to the other side of your mat. Now your left arm will be bent out to the side, left leg will bend out to the side as well on top of the bolster. You can reach your right arm back with your palm facing up, resting gently onto your right cheek or right temple. And here as well, letting your face soften, feeling your belly soften. Maybe you already notice your breath has slowed down naturally in this state of rest. Your heartbeat. Just bring more mindfulness to your breath. And again, without rushing, without feeling like you're in a hurry to get out of the shape, just gently start to extend your left leg back so your hips are level onto your mat. Bring your head through center and rest your hands by your chest, and you're just going to press it back towards a child's pose, but we're going to use your bolster for a supported child's pose. So widen your knees apart, let your toes touch together. You'll bring the bolster right between your knees and rest your chest down. I like to make the bolster even a little bit higher using a block. So you can stack even more pillows or blankets underneath you, rest your arms on either side, and if it's more comfortable, feel free to turn onto one cheek. In our restorative practice, it's always important to make yourself feel comfortable. So if this is not the most comfortable pose for you, maybe you place the bolster in between the knees, back behind the knees for a little bit more support, or you can place a blanket there, or you can simply pick another shape that's grounded and restful. And if you have your face turned to one side, just turn to the opposite side so you get a stretch on both sides of your neck. And gently deepen your breath. We'll start to softly move out of this pose, just pressing your hands back so you can bring your chest upright. And setting up for our final resting pose, just use your props in any way that you'd like. I like to bring the bolster underneath my knees. Maybe you like to place the bolster underneath the spine, or you prefer to just lay down flat. Totally your choice with how you'd like to spend the last part of this class resting. Just get comfortable. Your arms can gently rest onto the body or away from the body. Welcome your eyes to relax closed. You can always cover up with a blanket for a little bit of extra warmth. As your body gets more and more relaxed, the blood flows away from the extremities and the limbs, and it can cause our bodies to get a little chilly sometimes, so make sure you're nice and cozy. And as you rest into your most comfortable shape, just take one more full breath in through the nose, and through the mouth, let it go. And with that exhale, inviting softness into the body. Feeling that sense of release and surrender. And sometimes we go through days and periods of our life where we're constantly trying to hold everything together, trying to stay on top of responsibilities that we need to do, and it's like we never get a moment to really turn off. And that's really the gift of our yoga practice, especially restorative. And especially anytime you practice when you get into Shavasana, allowing yourself that real true gift of surrender and release, submitting to a sense of ease. Scan through your body softly, feel your face soften, watch the eyes gently relax back, feel the back of the head heavy onto the earth. Your jaw is relaxed. Shoulders heavy, belly soft, hips heavy.
Just resting all the way down through the arms into the fingers and all the way down through the legs into the toes. Receive all the benefits of your practice today. And I invite you to stay in Shavasana longer if you can, if you have the time and space. And stay as long as you'd like, as long as you need. If you feel ready to close up your practice, just take a fuller breath in and a fuller breath out. And with your next inhale, just start to reach your arms all the way back behind you, feeling that nice long stretch. And ground your hands onto the hips or the belly, grounding the palms onto the body. Take a moment to reconnect to your intention, your reason for your practice today. Feel gratitude for your strong and healthy body. Thank yourself for choosing to practice self-care and self-love. And we'll just stay grounded here to close our practice together with one more full breath. Take a big full breath in through the nose. In through the mouth, let it go. I thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.